Welcome to Tomorrow's World Today, a show dedicated to the discovery of innovation and cutting-edge technology. We showcase the latest developments from the greatest companies and smartest people in the world. Tomorrow's ideas are out there. And through our journey of inspiration, we will create a plan for the park of the future. This is Inventionland World Headquarters. Here now is George Davison.
It's 2 in a row!
Hey guys, what are you doing?
Well, we're just doing some research.
Yeah, I've heard you call it that before. I think you're playing. What's going on here?
Actually, we're working. We're working really hard. We're working in the world of innovation right now, building a new prototype.
What does it do? How does it work?
Actually, there's a game that these kids are playing nowadays. It's called Bottle Toss. And if you can land it on its base, like this is, it's worth points, right?
Okay.
So how do you play the game, though, if like somebody's far away and you want to play the game? There's no way to really make that communication happen because you don't know if it really landed on the base.
Okay.
So this new invention senses when the bottle lands like that.
Huh.
And then it will communicate and connect with the internet. It would register when you land this way, and then you could play a game.
Wait, so you're telling me that my daughter could be playing this game in LA,
Yeah.
and then I could give my friend in Jersey a call, she could get her kids to play it, and we could have them play together cross country.
Exactly. Like they could set up a friend group through the IoT.
I love all the stuff that the Internet of Things is making possible by connecting physical objects like games and appliances up to the internet.
You know what? Actually, do you know what the first appliance was that was connected up to the internet?
I'm thinking thermostat. No, coffee machine.
Actually, that's a good guess. But no, it was a modified Coke machine.
A Coke machine?
Yeah. We're in Invention Land. Just down the street a few miles from here is Carnegie Mellon University. Some crazy kids and teachers got together and they modified a Coke machine, and that was the first appliance hooked up to the internet. You know what? I think we should start to learn a lot more about the IoT. I'd love for you to go out and see this company called Avnet.
All right, well then I am on it.
All right, well, have a good trip. Come on, you and I can play the game some more.
Oh, you're going down.
Actually, it's your turn. I'm up.
Today, I've traveled to Phoenix, Arizona to learn more about the IoT. The Internet of Things is the extension of internet connectivity into physical devices. By embedding things like refrigerators, light switches, and cars with electronics and connectivity, they can communicate over the internet as well as be monitored and controlled remotely. One of the biggest areas that the IoT has the potential to make an impact in is healthcare and wellness. So today, I'm going to meet with Bill Amelio, CEO of Avnet. He's going to share his expertise in overcoming the intricate process to develop smart connected devices that are safe, easy to use, and secure.
Do you realize Avnet's been around almost 100 years, and we started back with radio components?
Okay, wait, so how do you get from radio to the Internet of Things?
We introduce wave after wave of technology for our customers. And what that means is we're able to bring a solution to a customer that's cost optimized, takes the complexity out, and essentially is all the various technologies that's optimized for your particular application. Avnet's created a unique ecosystem that allows us to take today's ideas and turn them into tomorrow's technologies in the most cost-effective and least complex way.
Well, I know you can't give away your trade secrets, but can you tell me a little bit more about the steps involved in developing IoT devices?
First, you got to work with the customer. You got to find out what is exactly the needs of the customer.
And for you guys here at Avnet, the customer are various device manufacturers.
For our traditional customers, yes, they were essentially manufacturers, but non-traditional customers were actually doing the end product for them. We work with the customer to come up with the design, the component selection, the enclosures around it, and the software application associated with it to make it work.
And then you lend your IoT expertise. Can you break that down for me?
Most IoT devices will have a sensor, a radio device, and a microprocessor, and then it's connected to the internet. So with that device now, you can gain new insights, because now you can take all sorts of data and you can analyze it very quickly with what we call AI at the edge. Sort through all this data rapidly, only get the information that's important and be able to draw insights and conclusions off of that.
Well, I love hearing about all this in theory, but now I'd love to get a hands-on look at some of these devices and how they work.
Well, I'm gonna take you out to the field, and you're gonna see Kevin Sellers, and he's gonna demonstrate Owlet for you.
Awesome, let's
go this way. What I really like about the future of IoT is the devices that we're building have the opportunity to really change people's lives in a really, really remarkable way.
Hi.
Hi, Tamara, welcome. I'm really excited to show Tamara the technology, to see it actually in practice, in a home, on a baby, and the effect it has on the parents.
Baby Ro's with Dad, so come on back to the nursery.
Oh, I can't wait to meet Baby Ro.
So this is Baby Ro. And so we have a partner we've been working with that came up with this really innovative way using a sock, something very simple that would fit right on a baby's foot. It measures things like heart rate, it measures oxygen levels in the blood, and it also measures their sleep activity.
So is this the whole device right here?
This is the whole device, and then what you'll see over here, there's actually a little base station that you can see the green light there. That actually sits in another room. And the nice thing is there is a camera, and what it does is it's transmitting a signal back to mom and dad, letting them know that everything's okay with the baby. Owlet was a company that had a great idea, and they were struggling with the connectivity. How do we get this to work where it will send the signals correctly to the base station and to a phone? And we came in and really helped them with that technology. And then, of course, we've helped them actually scale it and take it to market.
What happens if, God forbid, something isn't okay? Does it send out an alert?
It does. Owlet has obviously been working on this for a long time. So what they've established is a set of preset ranges for the different measurements. So if the baby's situation ever operates outside of those preset ranges, that's when an alert is sent. One of the really great benefits of this product is that it's constantly monitoring and collecting data. They're tracking billions and billions of heartbeats. That data now becomes a treasure trove of information and insight that they can use to continue to evolve new products and technologies to ensure that the health and wellness of babies continues to be better and better. And that's really the beauty of this. It's not just the device itself, it's in the data that's collected. And now there's the Owlet band that can be worn on an expectant mother, and that can monitor the unborn's vitals.
I could stay here and look at this baby all day, but we'll let you get him into the crib. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I'm gonna send you in to my colleague Lou to give you a preview of some other really exciting technology we're working on.
Awesome, let's
All right.
go.
The technology that you're seeing today is gonna continue to evolve. That's sort of the history of technology, and that's gonna continue to be the future of it.
Hey, George.
Hey, Tamara, how's Arizona?
I am seeing some really cool IoT technology. Honestly, I just wish these Owlet socks had been around when my daughter was an infant.
Me too.
Well, since it's a little too late for us to use them with our kids, next I'm gonna check out something that might be a little bit more applicable for you and me right now. I'm gonna see an Avnet product called Vital, which monitors things like heart rate and glucose levels.
Wow, I'm looking forward to hearing all about it. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Now that I've seen how Owlet works, I just want to keep living in the future. Next, I'm going to meet with Lou Ludostansky, who's going to tell me about an IoT device called Vital, as well as give me some intel on the future of product development. That was so cool seeing the Owlet sock in action. That baby was so cute and seemed so comfortable in the sock.
Well, if you think that was cool, wait till we've got to show you today. This is our Global Solution Center. This is where we make all of our devices. Avnet's Global Solution Center is where we transform people's ideas through IoT into products and devices that help them live a better life.
Well, I can only imagine all of the amazing things that you guys are developing here, and it makes me really curious about the product development process and how it's changed since you now have to accommodate the IoT.
I think the thing that constantly changes every day is the parts that we use get smaller, faster, cheaper, higher performance, and can do a whole lot more things. So it gives us a lot more flexibility to do things that were never possible before.
So I can only imagine that that helps with scalability too, right?
It absolutely helps with the scalability.
George, I know you like hearing that. It's always good to hear how people are scaling up. All right, what's next?
I've got a little surprise for you up my sleeve. We're going to put you to the test and see how well you perform.
I'm always up for a challenge. All right, Lou, what do we got here?
We have several devices here. We have something that measures your blood pressure, something that measures your oxidation in your blood, and something that also measures your temperature.
Okay, full disclosure, I've been incredibly lucky health-wise, so I've never had to use any of these on my own.
Well, let's get started. The importance of testing daily is the medical technicians get sustained readings over a period of time rather than a snapshot. It helps them better diagnose your situation. Tamara's reaction to the machines where she had to use all the different devices to track her vitals was, I think, overwhelming.
It's a lot to take in, and if you have to do all of these every day or multiple times a day, that's a lot of time, a lot of effort.
There's estimated to be 1 billion people in the world that have either hypertension or diabetes. And in some of the extreme cases, these people are required to take their measurements once or twice a day. So we got together with a company named Vital, helped them take their clinical background, used our electronics expertise to put together some of these devices that could measure up to 5 different things with one instrument. So how about we go take a look at the creation that we've done with our customer Vital.
Awesome, let's go.
The Vital device has been extremely helpful in giving people peace of mind and being able to monitor all their vitals at one time. In general, it's a very pleasant experience and very low-stress way of getting your vital signs. Okay, Tamara, you passed the first test, although it was somewhat slow. Now we've got the new device. The new device has combined all of those tests into one simple device designed by Avnet for Vital. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this to you, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to use. So what you will do is insert your left index finger into the cuff.
Like that?
Like that.
Okay.
Press down, and then hold it over your heart.
Hold it over my heart. Oh.
I've got a tablet. I'm going to start the application to take your heart rate and your blood pressure. What it's going to do is start counting down, and you'll notice that there's a buzz.
Yeah.
And rather than this big bloating tube on your arm, there's a finger cuff there, and it's blowing up, going to take your blood pressure and your pulse at the same time.
That's exciting. So, all right, so where are we at?
We're still at 46, so it's
Okay.
counting down, and at the time it gets down to 0, we'll have all of your information right here on the dashboard, and it's very low stress, correct?
Yeah, I am definitely not stressed right now.
Oh, we have a check mark,
Sounds like a toaster.
and there it is. There's your results.
All right, so I'm looking at my blood pressure, heart rate, and...
Pulse oximeter measures the oxygen content in your blood.
So what else do you hope to put into this thing in the future?
We hope to put in blood glucose monitoring for people that have diabetes. Think about having to prick your finger every day to do a test. Being able to do this, it's non-invasive, it's comfortable, it doesn't take that much time.
And it's nice to be able to be out and about and not have to worry about it or stop what you're doing.
Exactly. The inspiration behind the device was make something simple, easy, with a wonderful user interface to give people a pleasant experience to self-administer tests and get their own vital signs and be able to provide that information up to medical technicians through cloud-based IoT connections. This was a very exciting product for Avnet. Sometimes you get involved in projects that aren't so real and aren't so personal, but there's nothing more personal than how your body's acting at any given time and whether you're healthy or not.
When most people hear the word ultrasound, they picture an excited, expectant mom in a hospital room or a doctor's office next to a big machine, eager to get a look at their future child. But ultrasound devices are actually used for a number of healthcare conditions, from detecting tumors to evaluating injuries in emergency situations. Now, up until now, the person has always had to go to the machine, but that is all about to change. I'm gonna head inside and meet back up with Kevin, who's gonna show me a mobile ultrasound solution. Hey, Kevin.
Oh, hey, Tamara, good to see you.
Good to be back.
Well, hey, I want to introduce you to Cub.
Hi.
Hi.
Cub, this is Tamara.
Nice to meet you.
I have seen so much cool stuff here, and next I was promised a look at the mobile ultrasound. So, you ready to dazzle me with more future tech?
I am. In fact, here it is. You can imagine a large ultrasound device packed into such a small form factor. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cub, I want to talk about the Clarius device. Maybe share a little bit about how this is being used, places maybe where this is introduced, this technology, where before it couldn't be used.
Yeah, everything from an accident on a ski hill to a rural village in Haiti.
I would love to see it in action. I'm not sure I can make it to Haiti today, but...
I'll tell you what, we don't have to go all the way to Haiti, but we can just go here close by. We've got an example. Let's go take a look.
All right.
I'm taking Tamara to see a real-life demonstration of the technology out in the field. And you'll see that device being used, processing a real-time, high-quality image, looking inside the body and detecting what has happened in the injury and the fall that the hiker had taken. You can see we're in a place where there's a lot of hiking. People in Phoenix like to get outside. And in this case, it actually plays right into the simulation we're going to show you today, because the simulation is that we have a hiker who's taken a spill and has fallen and has now injured themselves in their abdomen. And we're going to show how the device now can actually provide real-time information to both paramedics and transmitted back to the hospital so that doctors can see if there's a serious injury or not.
So it might... Whoa, is this it?
You know what? Here we go.
Okay.
A portable ultrasound device really is revolutionary because it brings the capability of an ultrasound to remote locations to quickly diagnose a patient. And it does so in a very small, lightweight, rugged fashion, wherever they may be.
Okay, so what is going on in that ambulance right now?
So they've now put the ultrasound on her abdomen, and they can see that there's some internal bleeding going on. So they're actually able to diagnose that and wirelessly transmit this high-quality image to the hospital, where a doctor is now looking at this and giving coaching advice to the paramedics and also preparing the hospital. So when that patient arrives, they'll put her right into surgery. They won't have to go through any more treatment or diagnosis. They'll get right at it.
That's amazing, because just shaving those few minutes off of diagnosis can actually save somebody's life.
Absolutely, and that's the beauty of the technology, is to try to figure out how can we create better outcomes for patients, right? So the ideal user for this could be anyone from a first responder out in a remote area, but also even in a hospital, any healthcare professional that is diagnosing a patient of any kind. It's small, it's light, it's compact, and it provides relevant information in a really short amount of time. So that was a really great example to actually see it in action, right?
One of the things that's been great about this trip are all of the practical examples of the way IoT devices are used.
Right.
But for me, it does bring up some questions about how Avnet is involved in the development of these products, like the ultrasound.
It was the idea of Clarius. We took this, large cart-based ultrasound machine and helped them put it in a really small form factor. That introduces all kinds of challenges: power consumption, high-quality images, rugged and sturdy in a really small form factor. They sound great, very, very complex to do. So we helped them get that design right, get all the right components selected within the right power envelope, and now we have what you have today.
Okay, but we are also talking about an IoT device. So the other big piece of this is connectivity.
And that was one of their big challenges, because there's a lot of different communications protocols, Bluetooth or Wi-Fi or LoRa or standard cellular. They all have trade-offs. Some of them have range benefits, others have power consumption benefits, but there's never a perfect solution. So we were able to work with them through a number of the different protocols, get the right one, and it's been working great ever since.
I'd really love to have one more conversation with Bill, if that's possible, because I have some questions.
That would be awesome. Let me send you off to him.
Thanks.
All right.
So now that I've seen these devices in action, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what you see as the future of the IoT. You up for a game?
Sounds like fun to me.
All right, I'll give you an area. You look into your crystal ball and tell me what you think is coming next. Let's start with healthcare.
Well, think about the ability to be able to diagnose a problem non-invasively and not have to do exploratory surgery ever. Now you have the opportunity to be able to see inside, be able to fix a problem before you even know it's a problem.
Well, as someone who's had her appendix out, I would greatly appreciate that. All right, farming.
Well, you think in the world's production today of food, 1/3 of it's spoiled. So wouldn't it be great to be able to drop that down to 1, 2, 3%? Let's take an example with an apple. An apple that you ate today was actually 12 to 18 months old.
Wait. You're telling me my apple is 12 to 18 months old? What happened to my fresh apple off the tree?
Oh, it's fresh. It just hadn't ripened yet. So there's a chemical comes off of fruit when it starts to ripen. That's known as ethylene. The idea here is to be able to measure when that ethylene content all of a sudden starts to rise, and you can predict when those apples will ripen. And as soon as one starts to ripen, you got to get that whole bin out of there. Otherwise, they're all ripened and could potentially spoil. Now, there's new technology out there that's going to be able to save that. So someday we'll have maybe only 5% of it that's spoiled. How many more people could we feed?
Now that makes me think of transportation. What's next there?
We'll have the opportunity to be able to follow a package when it leaves the manufacturer or the distributor all the way to the customer or to a business. And we'll know what condition it was in, whether it was under high heat, high humidity, environmental issues, if it was dropped, and be able to know the entire life cycle of that particular product.
And what about the future of work? I mean, where do you see the IoT going with that? People are excited about it, but some people are also nervous about it.
Well, a lot of people are afraid about artificial intelligence. But the fact is, every true innovation actually created more jobs, not less jobs. And I'm one that believes that this new innovation with AI will create new and different jobs.
George, now I know why you wanted me to come here. They're right in line with your ideas about how humans and technology can make a better future together. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me and take a walk through the future with me. I really appreciate it.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you. George.
Oh, hey, Tamara. Welcome back. How you feeling?
Well, after this last trip, I've got a lot more information about that. Turns out when you apply the IoT to healthcare, you get a lot of innovative solutions about the things that normally keep you up at night, like whether your baby's safe or your own heart health.
It's so great to see that IoT being applied in so many innovative ways.
I know, right? I mean, I just think it's cool that you can apply it to so many different kinds of things. You know, fun things like the bottle toss game, or more serious things like the connected ultrasound device that I saw that can actually help diagnose internal injuries out in the field.
All these ideas are so inspiring. It just gets my head spinning.
Well, I know you like to work at maximum efficiency, so I thought you could use a few data points of your own.
Okay.
I brought you back your own Vital.
Hey, thank you.
You're welcome. Enjoy being connected, George.
Thanks, Tamara.